Teacher talking sports. What it does was do how we live. And I went to bed somewhat early last night. Happens when you have a 7-month-old daughter. But anyhow, I woke up this morning to some news that legitimately made me happy. And I'm not even a Kansas City Royals fan. But, they've been on the fringes of the playoff wild card chase. They were a surprise playoff entrant last year, but, since they're not quite in the playoff chase, many people believe that some pieces might be traded away from the team, and one of those guys was Seth Lugo, who has been the Royals' ace for the past 2 seasons. Last year finished as runner-up for AL Cy Young. This year has been having pretty much just as good a season, and while he was widely speculated to be traded, we now know that will no longer be the case. We see here MLB's X page, Royals right-handed pitcher Seth Lugo reportedly agreed to 2-year extension with vesting option for 2028 per multiple reports, including MLB.com's Ann Rogers. So yes, Seth Lugo will not be traded from Kansas City. Instead, he will remain with the Royals, and possibly sure they could trade him next year, but that's if they fall out of playoff contention, and they got him on somewhat of a reasonable deal. We see here ESPN Royals keeping Seth Lugo on 2-year, $46 million deal. The going rate for top starters, $23 million a year, is really nothing. So taking one of the best potential trade candidates off the market. Who wrote this? Jeff Passan. Days before the Thursday deadline, and reaffirming Kansas City's intentions to pursue a playoff spot in a wide open American League. Good for them. So we see $20 million a season plus a $3 million signing bonus. Includes a vesting option for a third season for $20 million, or a $17 million club option with a $3 million buyout. So we take a look at Lugo's numbers. Yes, he is 35 years old. He'll be 36 at the start of next season. But he's aging like fine wine, because really his 2 best seasons of his career have been the past 2. We see last year, as I mentioned, finished runner-up for AL Cy Young when he went 16-9, 3 ERA, 1.09 WHIP, and very similar year this year. We see 7-5, 2.95 ERA, and that same WHIP, actually very slightly lower this year. Now, he's not going to be a high strikeout guy. Both seasons, 7.9 strikeouts per 9 innings. His hits per 9 are down. His walks per 9 are a little up. He's actually allowing more homers this year, but still, the results are basically the same. And we take a look at the standings for the wild card. So the Royals are 2 games under 500, 4 games out of the filed wild card spot, which is currently occupied by the Mariners and Rangers. Yes, they do have to jump over 2 teams as well, but it's close. I mean, they're only a game behind the Rays, half a game behind the Guardians. Yankees won yesterday, but we'll see how long Aaron Judge is out, and of course that would affect their ability to win. So I love the fact that the Royals are going for it. Might have been, was it Saturday, where they made a minor trade, adding Randall Grichuk from the Diamondbacks. Previous to that, Adam Frazier from the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're not necessarily moves that are going to move the needle per se, but the Royals have had one of the least productive outfields, and while those guys aren't spectacular, putting up spectacular numbers this year, nonetheless, at least it's good to see them making moves, because you don't want this to be a 1-year thing for the Royals, who of course won the World Series a decade ago and really slumped prior to last year to being one of the worst teams in the league for quite some time. So you want this to be sustained success. 2 games under 500, maybe not success, but they're right there in the playoff hunt, and Kansas City fans deserve to see a team that is fighting for the playoffs. So yes, even as someone who's not a Royals fan, I'm extremely pleased that they did this extension. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.